that this is not something you want, do it right away. Do the breakup talk immediately. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe right now. How to end your relationship while you're still remaining a gentleman. I did almost a video like this in 2019 or so. I'll link it up here for you to go watch later. It's in my old channel that I no longer post this kind of content, but I think it will come really handy. Please bear with the quality of that video because of course yeah, so I know that ending a relationship can be very awkward, confusing. It can actually freak you out, make you anxious. I mean, I've heard guys who actually literally ran out of town, changed location all of a sudden just because they couldn't broach the topic. But in this video, I'm going to tell you how to make it very easy for you. More like how to dump a girl without hurting her. That was the topic of that video, on my other channel, like if you're going to watch. And I'm also going to link it maybe in the end card so that you can go watch it afterwards so you don't miss out. I need you to really watch that video. So in this video, I'm going to just expand a little bit about that. When you come to a point where you have been in a relationship, love relationship, platonic one, or in a committed relationship that ending it will have a significant impact on you and especially on her, it can get very tricky trying to call it off. And in this video, I'm going to give you tips that will help you do it right now. In fact, one of the tips is to do it right now. If today is your first time, welcome to the channel. You are in luck, because on this channel we talk everything about self-improvement for men and unveiling women for the men who love them. Welcome. Please make sure you like this video, subscribe, and be part of the family. Right here, we are all about making sure that men find resources that will help them be amazing and also go ahead to mentor men, younger men and boys. All right, so welcome to our crew. So in trying to call off this relationship, first thing you have to think about as a modern gentleman is be kind, right? It's kindness that will make you not dodge the responsibility. It's kindness that will make you think of, okay, how is she going to receive this? So because you're putting yourself in her shoes, it will make you decide on a method that will help her not be really broken, if you know what I mean. Kindness will help you also be kind to yourself enough to say, I deserve to move on. Yeah, I deserve to move on. And the thing about breakups in general is that if maybe in this relationship you guys have been really intimate, maybe even living together, a lot of consideration will go into how to make this whole separation. How is she going to move? Who is going to move out? Who is going, all of that. And that's why being kind is very key. If she's also somebody you have met, say, a few months prior, which means you guys haven't really gotten to know each other so well, sometimes it can even be harder, because you're like, how am I going to say this? I don't know how much I should say to get her not to become my enemy overnight. You know what I mean? So in being kind, you're going to make sure that you don't come up telling them what you don't like about them, or why, all the bitter things, why this relationship needs to end. And it doesn't matter their reaction. Remember, you are the gentleman in this equation. So whether they lash out at you, or are hurling insults at you, or backing, or feeling insecure, or blaming you, make sure you keep calm and make sure that you let them know that you understand how they feel without telling, without making them feel any bad. Just be kind. It's hard, but for a gentleman it gets easier because you know that that's your default. Being kind and being empathetic is key. And that's why I think you should also get my book right here in the description. Hello Lady. Get the playbook, get it in the description. It will really help you, because this relationship is ending, but you need to maybe rehearse in how you're going to go about this whole conversation. Being kind is key. The next point is be sure that you really want this relationship to end, right? So don't be that guy who is not sure, who is going to say, okay, I wanted to end this, and then comes back looking for her again. Don't do that. Don't let yourself be dragged into that. Don't even let sentiment get you to change your mind. So that's why before you decide that you want to end this, think through it properly. Go through your mind properly. Think through what you stand to lose or gain. Be sure. Be very sure that you want the end of this relationship. One way to be very sure that you're sure is to, first of all, Remind yourself of why you want this relationship to end. That way, no matter what comes up, you're not going to go back and forth in indecision. There's nothing sexy about an indecisive gentleman. Okay? In fact, indecisiveness and a modern gentleman don't go in the same sentence. So you have to be sure, crystal clear, that you want this to end. All right? And you want to move on. And you must have those very, very clear. Number 3. Before you call off the relationship, also ensure that you don't do it just anyhow, right? So you don't just send a text message. No, that's not gentlemanly. You don't just also make a phone call and end it, right? Do it in person. Yeah. So if maybe the relationship has been long distance, majorly on phone, yeah, a phone call might be necessary, but then don't make it snappy like you want to get this and done and gone with. Okay? Make sure that you make it a scheduled call. Make sure that you're able to explain to them why you want to move on and all of that. Make sure that as much as possible you don't do this half-heartedly and come off as cruel and unfeeling and insensitive. You know what I mean? Make sure you do it in person. Okay, even when the flares are off and all that, make sure you stick to your ground, but make sure that you're kind and empathetic through it all. So, like I said, it's not recommended. Please don't call off the relationship on phone or by WhatsApp message or by text message. Please make the effort, see her, speak with her face to face, and explain to her why exactly you think you guys need to move on, right? Very important. Okay, the next point you need to pay attention to if you want to dump her in quotes now, without hurting her, is to ensure that you don't keep stringing her along. No, don't do it. I see this happen all the time. So you already know that this relationship is not vibing, it's not in line with your vision for your life, it's not getting you closer to what you want to achieve, but then because of the benefit, you keep keeping quiet and stringing her along. That's so ungentlemanly, that's so unkind, right? So as we are speaking right now, if you already have made up your mind beyond any reasonable doubt that this is not something you want, do it right away. Do the breakup talk immediately. Call her, schedule for that meeting, and call it off. Don't waste any further time, 1 day more, 1 week more. No, don't do it. Don't do it. That's a very important tip. You should do it right away, just like your mind have told you, and it will help the pain. Trust me, there'll be no better way to feel when you have known all along, and she would already be getting the signal. That's the truth, because your coldness and your indifference is already showing, and probably she's already asking you questions. Why this? Why that? Why this? And you're just keeping the calm when you know you should have ended this, and then you string her along for 1 more year, 2 more months, and then finally do it in an awkward way. No, that won't be nice at all. So it's better you do it right away. Make that call, book for that appointment, see her face to face, and let her know why you need to do this right now and all that. The next important tip, which many guys don't like to hear or do, is tell her exactly why you want this relationship to end. And that is not, saying things like, oh, I think it's better off we're not together. It won't cut it. I think it's better to allow you to find the love of your life. It won't cut it. Remember, you professed undying love to her. You told her probably that you're going to get married. You painted a picture of you guys together. So if anything has changed, you should be able to, in a compassionate way, considerable way, let her know why you think you want out, or you want the two of you to be apart, right? It has to be done. This conversation has to be had, right? As a gentleman, you don't run away from this conversation. I know we talk about this conversation all the time. Lots of my videos talk about conversation, communication, but we can't run away from it. I wish we can, but that's how human nature is intertwined. Talking about it will ease the pain. It will give closure to both you and her, and we make you remain friends, considerably even after the breakup. So don't leave her hanging and wondering and imagining and beating herself up about something she knows nothing about. So let her know exactly why you think being together will not add to each of your lives in details, in a most compassionate way that you can. Please do it. And yes, in trying to explain to her, it's quite easy. I mean, it's easier than you think. It might just be you telling her that you see that you guys don't really love the same things. You people don't have the same value system. So you can mention the stuff, the incidences you've had and how it turned out. You can give instances, of things that have happened without blaming her. Remember, just paint scenarios that you think is better that you guys are apart or just stay friends, because it will go a long way in helping her heal and helping you two to move on fast. It might just even be that you guys don't vibe on the same romantic level anymore. It might be that you guys have lost the steam and you think that it's better off staying friends and finding other love partners. Talk things over, hear her out also in this process, and it's going to make things a little more better, trust me. Okay, so also think about after the breakup. Handling the after the breakup is so important, right? You don't want to text her, send her a message, comment on her status about how beautiful she looks in the gown. You don't want to do that. Please don't do that afterwards. Don't poke on the wound, if you know what I mean. She's trying to move on. Also allow her to move on while you move on, right? So don't try to communicate her after that. Don't try to keep contact. Don't try to say, I like you, this. No. Please don't do it. Okay? And just make sure that you just stay calm, allow each other to heal. Assuming, for instance, you found a new girl, no, please don't put her all over the place. Don't start sharing about her all of a sudden and making it look like you're getting back at her. It's unnecessary, trust me. Keep your relationship private, okay? And then just allow time to let everybody move on and everything to become cordial, right? The aftercare of a breakup is so important. Don't forget to check out this video. I'm linking it again here so that you can watch that as well. I know that it may seem tough. A lot of guys don't want to hear this, but that's why you are different, because you're a member of this community. Then doing the gentlemanly thing is not easy. If it was easy, everybody would have been a gentleman, remember? So yes, it's not easy, but whenever things are not easy, have you discovered? They are usually because they are the right things. They are usually because they are the truth. Okay, so it's good to stay on the part of the 1% of men who get it, who do it, who are reliable, because our world desperately need men who can stand by their firm values and also be able to shine their light. Okay, so it might look tough, but give yourself as a challenge that you want to leave a legacy of friendship, of loyalty, of kindness, of empathy, and that's because you're also considering yourself. Leaving a good name for yourself is far more than anything you can think about. So make sure you go get the book Hello Lady, the Modern Man's Dating and Relationship Playbook, and knock yourself out. Be amazing. Make sure you read and let me know your feedback, what you learned more in handling the situation. And I wish you all the best, and I wish you a crisis-free breakup. Okay, see you soon, and let me know what your experience has been. If this video actually came on time and you were actually able to break up the relationship cordially, also let me know in the comment section, or send me an email, and I can also share your experience here, anonymously or FaceTime as you want it, and I'll talk to you again. Promise. See you then. Bye.